Welcome back. I'm Susan MacIver, and we're talking today about a question asked me from Eric in LA. He wrote in and wanted to know, how do you go about starting a first novel? Or how do you even know you want to? And that's a tough question to answer because I think it's different for everybody. For me, what happened was actually I was bored with my day job. I had been in a company for about 8 years and kind of had everything down to a fine science, and I was trying to come up with something I could do creatively that would just get those juices flowing again. So I was thinking about starting different businesses and didn't have the money to do that. So the easiest thing I thought, which in retrospect was really kind of ignorance is bliss type of thing, but I was thinking, well, what about writing a book? What about a romance novel? Because I'd read a few and thought they were kind of fun and seemed like it'd be fairly easy to do. Little did I know that writing something, especially when it doesn't want to become what you're thinking initially it should be, is an interesting challenge. At any rate, what happened for me was I caught on to this idea of writing a book because I thought, well, it's just sweat equity and I don't really have to put any money into it or anything like that. I'll just write a story and see how it goes. So I started thinking about different ideas. And especially for a romance, you need the girl, you need the guy, you need them to have fireworks when they meet and maybe not like each other. So I started two different paragraphs on different ideas that I had. And I was thinking, okay, we're going to do a romance novel. But I happened to be over at my sister's one night. Her name is Cindy, and she lives near me in Arizona, and we were having some wine and just talking about things. And she's a beautiful writer on her own and has done a lot of freelancing for different magazines and things like that. So I got this great big idea in my head, and I said, well, I'm just going to ask her to help me write this book, and we can do it together, and I'll write a chapter and then she can write a chapter, and then I will and then she will. And I thought it was a great idea until she said no. And so then I said, here's a little more wine. And so I finally got her to a place where she was okay with the idea and said she'd do it. So I presented her the starts of the two stories that were my ideas. And one of them was about the girl diving off the cliff. So she read that, she read the other one, then she went back to the girl diving off the cliff. And she looks at me and she said, this should be about Atlantis. And I'm telling you, it was just like everything fell into place with her idea. And that was the inspiration that I got for this first novel that I attempted. And it was just a wonderful experience and a fun ride. And once I let the characters go in the story and maneuver it the way they wanted to, it certainly didn't want to be a romance novel. So this beautiful story developed into a trilogy, which I can talk about in another video, but it certainly became more of a science fiction action adventure story that I had never counted on. So I had just as much fun writing it, and I hope that you have just as much fun reading it. But if you have any other questions, and I hope, Eric, that answered your question, because inspiration for a story can come anywhere, from anywhere. But at any rate, if you have any other questions, please write in to susanmaciver.com, and I will do my best to answer them. Have a great day.